What is up, people of the internet? This is Brownstone and Luke Catwalker coming to you with another video. And in this video, we're here to talk about the Owl House Season 3 and our expectations and wish list speculation for it. So, yeah, obviously, like, we don't talk about the Owl House much on this channel. I think we should talk about it more because it really is an underrated show. Underrated? Yeah, underrated? I don't think it's underrated. People love this show. Yeah, but it's not getting the attention as much attention as it deserves. Really, I mean, with the fact that season 3 is shortened, yeah, I don't think people are talking about it as much as they used to, especially with the news coming out. But yeah, this one is specifically geared towards the Owl House fandom. So if you guys want to watch this video, go ahead and click on this video. So yeah, if you guys are fans of the Owl House. So yeah, season 2 ended with if you guys haven't seen season 2, the Owl House finale, the season 2 finale, well, click off this video and watch that right now. But season 2 ended with the Collector, a brand new villain, and running loose and tearing up the Boiling Isles, and Luz and friends stuck back on Earth. Yeah. It's sort of like how True Colors ended. You cannot tell me that Dana Terrace wasn't inspired by Amphibia True Colors. Oh, I think she was definitely inspired by True Colors because this has got a lot of similarities. Character makes a sacrifice, and his main characters are stuck back on Earth, where the main character came from, and yeah, the only difference is that there's probably going to be less shenanigans as there was in the first half of Amphibia. So, yeah. Season 3 has been shortened to, 3 45-minute specials. Yeah. We're as disappointed as you are. As you all are. Now, I know we defend Disney a lot on this channel, but this is something we just cannot defend. Disney canceled the show for stupid reasons, and they can flap their gums all day about how it doesn't fit the Disney brand, but when you allow what you did, but when you allow a kid getting stabbed, a kid getting possessed, and all that crazy stuff in Amphibia, you do not have an excuse that it doesn't fit the Disney brand. Disney, we love you, but you done goofed. And your fandom's mad at you. But that's not what we want to talk here about. We could probably make a separate video absolutely ripping Disney a new one about how they totally screwed up by canceling the show, and how there's probably going to be a release the Snyder Cut-esque movement to continue the Owl House past season 3, either a sequel series or a prequel series, spin-off, whatever. But let's talk about our expectations and what we want to see for season 3. So, we want to see the characters interact on Earth. Oh yeah, I know season 3 only has 3 45-minute specials left, but you can devote a little bit of time to seeing the characters interact. I mean, it'd be pretty cool. Like, in between all that plot and all that, 45 minutes gives you a lot of time. That's like the length of a My Little Pony 2-parter. Yeah. So with that in mind, you can actually do a lot of things. One thing I want to see is Luz and Amity going out on a date on Earth or something. Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, Lumity is such a precious ship. I think it's the greatest ship ever to exist in a non-MLP cartoon. Oh yeah. So yeah, we want more Lumity. That's for sure. Let's have Luz and Amity go out on a date somewhere, maybe to the park or whatever. Maybe have them watch the stars or something. And we want the Collector to be reformed. Oh yeah, definitely. The Collector needs to be reformed. I know some are saying, I know some people are mixed on this. Some want the Collector to be redeemed, some don't. But we're personally on the camp that the Collector needs to be redeemed. Because, unlike Belos, I think the Collector has a chance at redemption. I mean, he's not evil. Hear us out. The Collector isn't evil, really. I mean, he's just a kid who has godlike powers. He behaves like, what, 5? Like the Collector behaves like he's 5 or 4. Or you cannot tell me that if you gave a 4-year-old of a 4 or 5-year-old child the powers of a god, they wouldn't go nuts with it and try and tear up the world because they don't know any better. The Collector strikes us as someone who doesn't know any better. I know the Titan must have imprisoned him for a reason or something, but now that he's free, I think King has the opportunity to reform him, assuming we have that time to focus on King and the Collector. Yeah, there's a lot of what ifs here, considering that season 3 has been shortened, but I think that we can still have some time devoted to it. Maybe like 1 or 2 scenes or something. Because imagine how cool it would be if the Collector was redeemed and teamed up with losing gang to defeat Bellows. And that segues us to our next point. We want to see Bellows on Earth. Yeah, I know Bellows sort of got yeet by the Collector, but a piece of him made it onto Hunter's back, like the Venom symbiote. So, yeah, I think it's obvious Bellows will reform somewhere on Earth, not reform as in turn good, but could go back to physical form and try tearing up the Earth. I think it'll be interesting to explore how Bellows sees the world now. Because when he left for the Boiling Isles, it was in the I think the 1700s or something. Witches were outlawed and were, I think it was in the middle of the Salem witch trials maybe when Bellows left. That's a theory, because considering how strongly Bellows perceives witches, I think it's safe to say that this was hot in the middle of the Salem witch trials persecution. And if not, it was probably in another time forgotten in history or something. But yeah, we want to see Bellows react to the world, to the world around him. Now we probably won't get much of that, if at all. But if we do, maybe one scene with Bellows seeing how the world has changed. I don't think that will inspire him to change, because considering how evil he is, unlike the Collector, Bellows doesn't strike us as someone who can actually be redeemed. Oh yeah, because he's just too far gone, and he killed his brother so many times. He manipulated Hunter. There's no redeeming someone like that. With the Collector, you have leeway because, well, he's a kid with the power of a god, and he doesn't know any better. But Bellows, he should know better, and the fact that he was willing to kill Luz and everyone else just to feed into his delusion about witches. Yeah, I don't think Bellows is gonna be redeemed. Number 3, we want King. Yeah, another thing about King, we want. Actually, no. We already had a segue on King and King and the Collector. I think we should focus on Luz. We want Luz to deal with the trauma of leaving Ida and everyone else behind. Because as far as she knows, everyone that she knew back in the Boiling Isles may be dead. Now we know that they aren't because the draining spell stopped, but she doesn't know that. So yeah, she thinks that everyone she knew died and it was her fault. So we want her to deal with that sort of trauma. Maybe have Amity comfort her or something, and maybe help her get her motivation back, because Luz seemed really broken up at the end of season 2, and yeah, the poor girl's got some trauma she's got to deal with. So we hope we get to see that. And lastly, we hope for a huge final battle. Oh yeah, definitely a huge final battle against Bellows. Imagine all the forces of the Owl House, of the Boiling Isles against against Bellows and stuff. Now we can imagine that in the second special, Luz may return to the Boiling Isles with their friends. And then whether or not the Collector is redeemed, we can at first have a battle against the Collector, and then King could step in, and King could step in, and after seeing how King's willing to defend him, maybe the Collector could have a change of heart. I don't know, it's cliche, but it could be done. And then we see Bellows return to physical form, and then try and kill Luz, and then after seeing how, after seeing that, the Collector, assuming he has a change of heart, could team up with the rest of the Owl House gang, and then they could all have this big final battle against Bellows. Imagine how cool that would be. Now, obviously, it's going to be hard to top the Amphibia finale, but I think it can be done. Because there's a lot of setup here, and assuming we have the time for the insane payoff that the story's been building up to, I think even though the showrunners introduced the Collector into the fold, I think we could still have a great final battle against Bellows as the main villain. People mainly criticize the Collector's inclusion as, oh no, Bellows is not the main antagonist anymore, but we don't think that's the case. With the fact that how should we phrase this? With the fact that Bellows has made it onto Earth, I think there's a huge possibility that at the final battle, Bellows could return to physical form, and we could have this huge final battle against him. Imagine how cool that would be. And imagine if Luz gets a moment too. She gives this speech. She talks to Bellows and stuff, and that probably doesn't reform him. But imagine Luz reflecting on all her experiences as the final battle rages on. She talks about how like the Owl Gang changed her life and that sort of thing. You know, it's this epic cinematic quality and stuff. Now, do we think that'll happen? I don't know. It may not happen, but imagine if Luz actually got to have a moment like that. Reflect on all her experiences, reflect on how she found love, reflect on how she found a family, reflect on how she found acceptance for who she was, and have her journey come full circle in this moment. And then the witches all combine their magic and kill Bellows once and for all. The witch hunter dead. That all his crimes against the Boiling Isles and humanity finally absolved. Well, in death. I think we're going a little too deep into this. Oh yeah, they're probably not gonna do that. That's a little too deep. Yeah, but I don't know. We make movies, so let's. We like making movies on this channel, so just roll with us here. We're going off of what we would do, with a finale like that. I don't think we have the time for all that. Oh yeah, 3 45-minute specials. I don't think we're gonna have the time unless there's insanely tight pacing, which might cause a problem. Yeah. As you can see, we love this show to death. Since we first discovered it back in Season 1, we have absolutely fallen in love with it. And our favorite characters are Luz and Amity. They're the best. Especially in Season 2. I mean, we like Amity back in Season 1, but Season 2, Amity has really grown to become one of our favorite characters. So, yeah, one of our top favorite characters. So, Luz and Amity, definitely top 2 favorite characters here. So, yeah. We should definitely talk about the Owl House more on this channel, especially as Season 3 grows closer and closer to release. I'm sure we'll have tons and tons of new theories, and we may make a sequel video to this. But, yeah. Honestly, we're just so excited. I know Season 3's been shortened, and many people are upset by that, but don't despair. I mean, I have confidence, we both have confidence that Dana Terrace and the crew can pull it off. Because they're awesome. They made this show. They can end it off with a bang. And hey, if we still want more, we can always make a Snyder Cut-like movement. Because Release the Snyder Cut worked, so why can't continue the Owl House? I mean, continue the Owl House was already a movement, so why not? So why not change the goal from an extended season 3 to a continuation? Maybe like a sequel series, sort of like what Steven Universe did, only better, way better. Or a spin-off series focusing on like a young Eden and stuff like most people wanted. So it all just depends. I mean, you guys can hit me up on what you want, and I'll be the green light that starts this movement. Because we love fandom movements, especially after Release the Snyder Cut succeeded. So we want to see the world of this show expanded. So if you guys are still interested in an Owl House continuation, well, just hit us up and we can start a movement together. We don't know how because we don't know how successful it'll be, because Disney is particularly strict and they're unlikely to bow down to a fandom movement. But assuming they do, and we're allowed enough, maybe we could actually see a continuation of the Owl House. Maybe we don't need a movement at all, and Disney in like a few years will be like, huh, you know, Owl House was actually a marketable brand. I don't know why we canceled it. Maybe we could continue it or something. And then we can get an announcement of one of those series. I don't think we'll be getting an Owl House Season 4, considering this is fully intended to be the finale of the show. But a sequel series or a spin-off is likely. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to be updated on future content. We will see you all later.